headed into 2021. It's been such a great, you know, journey going through launching Funding Stack in 2020. And you know, thanks for joining us for our 2021 Portland tour. This is our first tour of the year. We've come a long way. We've still working out many of the kinks, and still getting into the mode of hosting these virtual online events. It's a brand new space.
Yeah, it really is, and I think this is really a time, a moment for reflection here, right? I think at very best, 2020 was a serious mixed bag, right? There was, of course, a lot of sadness, and a lot of things are still happening in our world. And for you, G, you had a baby during that time. Right there.
I had a COVID baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when I think about our journey together and creating, Funding Stack, and really what this version of Funding Stack is, we really, G and I really want a place, right? We want to be a platform and a place for people to launch their ideas, right? If you have a great idea that can change the world in some way, or just ignite change, right, in some way, we want you to share that idea. We want that idea to be known to as many people as possible, right? And when it comes to actually trying to make that idea into a business, we need creative ways to actually fund those ideas, right?
Right.
And so we're really at the intersection of being a place to launch new ideas, finding creative ways to actually raise money for those ideas, and then for me, mental health is so important, and I think for every entrepreneur, this needs to be a global conversation, because not a lot of people in the entrepreneur space are really talking about this, right? I think the idea of success really goes into this, right? We tie our self-worth to money all too often, right? We equate success with the amount of money that's in our bank account, and the truth is that's not all of who we are, right? That's not even what our soul is about. I just think that a lot of entrepreneurs can feel alone in that feeling of needing to make it, right, with a certain amount of money. And we want to break that barrier or that thought, because it doesn't have to be that way. So, in a very simple way, that's why G and I came together. We want to be a platform to launch new ideas, find creative ways to fund those ideas, and keep your mental health in check. That's why we built this community on Discord, and we're talking to you here today. So
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Danielle, for that amazing introduction. When we came together, we wanted to create an avenue, almost an enclave for entrepreneurs, because people weren't talking about the things that we wanted to talk about. We wanted to talk about mental health. We wanted to talk about entrepreneurship in a more holistic way. We want to talk about the new ways to fundraise. Funding Stack, we are presenting some novel approaches. For 70 years, finance and fundraising has been stuck in which was an innovation. 68 or 70 years back, venture capital was an innovation, which didn't exist, and we haven't seen a lot of innovation in the finance space, mainly in the fundraising space. But quite recently, in the last decade, we've seen novel approaches that are opening up new doors. Today in the summit, if you're watching us, we're going to be presenting the most recent type of approaches and models in fundraising. We've curated them because we realize that not a lot of people have knowledge or know about these ideas. So we brought some experts, we brought some veterans who are in the fundraising space, and they're also trying to change from the inside out. They are trying to innovate. Again, innovation is not only in certain areas, even in the fundraising space, people are innovating. So that's what we did not see. That's why we created Funding Stack, because There was a conference and summit for almost everything, but for fundraisers, there wasn't one. And also, people are innovating in the capital space. There hasn't been a place where they could present novel approaches to funding businesses. So we wanted to bring these two people together. So that's the key part. So we've seen the last decade quite a bit of new ways to raise money, like crowdfunding or alternative finance sources. But there's just this, I would say that's the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more coming down the pipe in the next decade. I think the most cutting edge innovation in capital formation is going to happen in the next 10 years. And of course, we're not just a place just to raise money. We're also a place where entrepreneurs can come to learn about, launching their own ideas, products, interact with some of our, capital partners who are here, and, get FaceTime with them. That's one of the things that a lot of people have not been able to do.
Right. And I think, more broadly, what you're talking about here, G, is, we really are, we're kind of in this path of creating this kind of new ecosystem almost, right? Bringing these two pieces together, maybe even more than two, but definitely two pieces together and groups together that really didn't coexist in such a large way, right? And I think, when we shared that Uber ride together and we started to talk, and that's how part of how we're here today, we just realized a lot of things weren't working. We were just like, there are just so many out of date systems when it comes to things relating to financial well-being, how to start a business, where to go for support. These pieces of information were kind of everywhere, but they weren't all in the same place, and they were not accessible to everyone. And furthermore, really hard to understand. So we're really trying hard to, really make the language one that everyone can understand. So, as we kind of start the day here, we have speakers that are really, they have ideas. They've founded companies that are really trying to change things in a big way. And we really realized this off of the basic idea that just things, they weren't working.
That's correct.
So, yeah.
We're excited. There's going to be interesting talks. We have interesting presentations. Of course, we're also in interesting times where we would host a physical conference. Now we're all virtual, doing remote. And I want to first thank the team. Usually it's done in the end, but I would like to thank the people that have come together to make this happen. While many conference and events have shuttered their doors, we've continued to host these events, summits on time. Because of the wonderful team. I want to thank Mario Ezzi, our head of broadcast, who's behind the scenes. Probably you're not seeing him, but he's the guy running the live stream. Our Matt from Parakeet, who's been our tech lead, who's been helping, and of course Peter Joe and several others. But also, our funding partners. Let's take a moment to thank them. Our funding partners, without them, that this event won't be possible, because the primary goal of this event is this is a funding tour. Is we want to connect people who are has aspirations to start new ideas. You have or you have an existing business and you're looking for capital. So our goal is to be the place for you to connect with those people, get FaceTime. And this is the hard part, getting FaceTime with the right people and identifying kind of the right social capital for your business. So that's what we want to be. Funding Stack, that's what it is. We're trying to be that virtual space where you can connect and a frictionless movement and interaction with the people. So I want to thank our funding partners, Bigfoot Capital, Chisos, Stat Zero, Coral. And you'll see all of those folks speaking today, presenting what they're trying to and how are they innovating and how they want to help you. So we're excited, and the clock's ticking.
Clock's ticking away. We got a talk starting right at 11:15. So G, I'll see you later. We'll catch each other later on here.